Rightio, Campbells Comments New Zealand show this week, very different. I think I'm going to introduce the start of the show. Louise Toulmin joins me firstly from Haras to Trotteurs. Hello Louise.
Hi Paul, how are you?
Good. I might be going to start this show with three different intros. So as you're watching, if you think, hasn't he already done the intro? Yeah, I have, but it's all good. We've got a big show. I've got John Stiven from Southern Red, who has got runners in the Melbourne Cup, in the New Zealand Cup tomorrow. I've got Bray live from Addington. I've got Nigel Armstrong live from the golf course of all places, and also Regan Todd just there before. I've caught up with Regan, who's got two runners in. It's a big week for harness racing in New Zealand, Louise, and pity we can't be over there to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's a shame. Look, I've tried to get over there multiple times, but maybe next year, Paul.
Yeah, that's one of the more common things that is going on. Haras to Trotteurs, great sponsors of Campbells Comments, plus this New Zealand show, as well as Woodlands Stud and New Zealand Bloodstock, New Zealand NZB Standardbreds. I'll be in trouble there, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Getting the word out, getting the messaging out, and raising awareness is what I'm trying to do for the breeders and the likes. You got some really important news as far as some of the frozen semen that goes for Haras to Trotteurs at the minute.
Yeah, so we can announce today that Bold Eagle semen is finally going to be on its way to New Zealand. So it is landing in New Zealand on Friday. So yeah, what a great week. You've got New Zealand Cup, and then you've got your other meetings later in the week. But yeah, for us, it's been a long time coming. Basically nearly 2 years in the making, as the semen didn't arrive last year. But we can announce that, yeah, that semen is arriving into New Zealand on Friday. And
that's key for a lot of reasons. But one, it didn't happen last year, and there was problems outside of everyone's hands, and that's one of the reasons we've held off on, I suppose, announcing that it will potentially be there, because to make sure that it got here first, I suppose, is the best way of putting it.
Well, that's right. Look, we had an agreement to get, a nice amount last year and then another nice amount this year. Unfortunately, it hasn't been the quantity that we wanted, but with the people that had expressed interest last year and then again this year, we'll have enough to cover those mares, and those people have all been informed that it's on its way. So, yeah, as much as I'm announcing that his semen is arriving on Friday, his book is full and closed as we announce that it's coming.
But at least the people are aware of it, so that is key. Bird Parker is the other horse that is available, and there is services available for him.
Yeah, so there's only a very small amount of Bird Parker semen coming, but those we are still taking bookings for him. So he's another ready cash son from the B group again. So he's the same age as Bold Eagle, raced in that same group. He's a ready cash son out of a very French dam line. So he's already had mix over in France and Sweden with Love You mares and Muscle Yankee Line mares. So he's not only a horse of great racetrack performance, but he's actually also a proven sire now as well.
I want to clarify one thing. When Louise said then from the B group, he's not a B group stallion, he's an A group stallion. But with the French, they have to have that same initial for that entire year. So it's a great way of understanding what year horses were. You got Bird Parker, Bold Eagle and Brilliantissimi all on your books, all by Ready Cash, all the same year of racing, same crop of racehorses.
That's right, and I suppose we probably have that a little bit here. They're not identified as the same crop, but there's been years where we just had a dominant group of horses born in the 1 year. So, some people think that, if you didn't happen to come up against one of those, you may have won a lot more money. But, it is really nice seeing these horses, competing against each other.
Absolutely. How are you enjoying Haras to Trotteurs?
Yeah, it's always challenging, but I must admit, for Pat and I and the rest of the team of Haras to Trotteurs, it's just been so nice to be able to get this Bold Eagle semen into both Australia. So it arrived here probably about 3.5 weeks ago. So there's mares already been bred, and I think the first lot will have their first pre-test this week. And now to actually get it into New Zealand, it's a great weight off our shoulders.
Absolutely, and it's great for New Zealand harness racing. It's good for their product. They've got a huge week of harness racing happening right now as we speak, and as of tonight, it'll be ticking over for a big weekend. But it is breeding time. So many breeders there rely on their sales. They need to want to keep up with the Joneses. I suppose everyone wants to keep up and keep improving. So it's great that they're going to be able to have their services to Bald Eagle, which is really, really key. And there is the availability of some bird parkers, plus many of the other stallions, including Classic Connection, who's standing here in Australia as a shuttle stallion used to me. Always Ready is standing at stud as well. So there's plenty going on there at Haras Trotteurs.
Yeah, and also our chilled option down there at Nigel Lodge on Solitaire. So, wanting a chilled option, a ready cash sun in New Zealand, you've got that option with on Solitaire. In Australia, we've got it with Always Ready, but you guys down there have got it with on Solitaire. Yeah,
and he's been very well received. There's nice raps about those. There's some nice foals on the ground that I've seen. I am going to catch up with Nigel Lodge very shortly and give them a bit of a promotion, I suppose, and a bit of a chat about what they do. But he does a great job. And if anyone's wondering why he's here, he couldn't race because of injury, and the French rules basically they've got to be group listed, or they can get special exemption, but it's got to be very, very hard to get that. So, of course, he's been able to hear, and for the Kiwis, he's on their land. He's there ready to go. Some of the best bloodlines going.
Yeah, and I actually just was talking to Lex Williams the other day, and he sent me through another photo of his foal by on Solitaire this year out of 1 over Kenny, and it's another cracker. So, he's a pretty happy man, Lex. So,
you don't get much better family than that, and he's gone back twice, I think, now to on Solitaire.
That's right. So, so that's, it's definitely a feather in on Solitaire's cap, really, that, someone like Lex has had one foal by him and loved it that much that he was going to send the mare back there.
Friday, Matadeiros will be going around. It's just great to see the job that he's been able to do over there for the Duns, and so competitive. Hopefully for Yabby or Haras the Trotter, both sides, he could actually break through and get a win, but he's just been so competitive against the big boys, hasn't he?
Well, that's right. For the Kiwis that bought him off Pat, and he's racing over there. Hopefully he can do the right thing for him. I think he has a few little quirks, so hopefully he puts his right foot forward.
No, he's going good, and he also had a pacing winner. I think it was last week at the Kakura meeting that wasn't at Kakura, but you had a pacing winner.
Yeah, so that's like Pat's experimentation, putting ready cash over a pacing bred mare, thinking he was going to get a very fast trotter, and he got a pacer. And, doing the job.
It is, breeding is cool. That's what we like. And I keep saying to people, I did an interview with Pat a little while ago. If you haven't had a chance to see it, go and have a watch of it. Pat doesn't give too many interviews, and he was pretty open and honest. But one of the great things he said, and it resonates with my brother Grant, that how lucky we are in Australia and New Zealand where we can do those sorts of things to improve our breed and change our breed up.
Yeah, that's right. So, a bit of experimentation and crossing, some trotters over pacing bred mares or vice versa sort of thing. So, we'll look forward to seeing a few more people doing that down the track. Matadeiros
is out of Cookie, and there's plenty of paces that they've tried to breed, and pacing breeds that they've done along the way there as well with Cookie and that, so it definitely can work. There's no worries there. Louise, thank you very much for hosting and starting the show off. I'm going to actually throw to Cam Bray. You wait to see his setting. He had the sunnies out and the likes. It looks a beautiful place, Addington, but I'll throw to Cam Bray. But thank you very much for joining me and alerting people that Bald Eagle is available. Bird Parker can be available. But we'll be doing a few more things, especially coming up through the yearling sales and later in the season with Haras Trotters and the New Zealand show. No, thank you for having us, and look forward to speaking to you guys a few more times. Very quickly, Louise at harastotrotters.com.au is the email, or is it Jamie at harastotrotters.com.au? Oh, it might be. It is. Yep. So you can contact Jamie McKinnon, Dave Sanders, or myself. In respect to Bird Parker, if you're interested in breeding to him, and also any of our other ones. Thank you very much, Louise. We'll throw to Cam Bray. It's been a very different New Zealand show today. It's been a lot of fun putting it together, and thank you very much for joining me.
No worries. Thanks, Paul.
All right, Campbell's Comments New Zealand show. It's going to be a bit of a different show. It's going to come out on a Monday night. I'm having a little bit of staff issues. Cam Bray joins me. Welcome back.
You got no staff issues here, mate. What are you talking about?
I've got
number one's here.
I got an interview with Nigel Armstrong as well covered. I also caught up with Johnny Stiven, hoping.
Who?
John Stiven as well from Southernbred. You behave yourself, you will get in trouble. Whereabouts do I find you?
Can you read?
Yeah, I can. You can still say it though, but what a great...
Addington Raceway.
What a great...
It's the night before Christmas. It's the night before Christmas, Paul, and we're here. Oh, I got to go this way. Yeah. This bloody thing. There we go.
It's very good of you. I can't believe you don't have an NZB hat on. It's okay. I'll bring that up with James the fisherman. I don't know if anyone saw Gilligan's Island the other day. He was out fishing in the bay, but we better not throw too much cheek at him. Very, very serious. Show people the winning post. There's going to be so many people that aren't able to get to Addington Raceway. And there is the great tease there if ever I've seen one. If it's a day like today, tomorrow, how big a crowd would they have got normally, Cam?
I think somewhere in the vicinity of 15 to 20,000. I think Nigel will be able to tell you a better idea, but I think they had a pretty good crowd last year, anywhere between 15 and 20,000.
This year they're expecting
1,000.
Yeah, which is sad, but at least there's 1,000 people going to be able to get there.
Exactly, mate. Yeah. No, that's sad, and it's all going to be, under strict COVID protocols. Bubbles can't mix, and you have your special pass, and as the girls are saying, you got to follow the right coloured dots to go to your area, so you don't end up in the wrong spot and do what you're not told to do or something.
But also, people aren't able to get there from the North Island either, unfortunately, which is a problem and a dilemma.
The Aucklanders can't. No, the Aucklanders definitely can't. Yeah.
Took the hat off. Geez, you are getting thinner. You might want to turn back the other way, mate. The sun is rippling through the end there.
Oh, that's no back. Hang on, I put the hat back on. That might be the bit to go.
it's the low key Cam Bray, but. I rung that place you said about, you and Shane Warne, with the advanced hair hats, but I'm just waiting for my order to come through. Mate, they're no good, the place I sent you, I can tell you. There won't be nothing growing back up on that tarmac.
You've got the rug in the closet though, haven't you? You wear the rug every now and again, don't you?
Nah, never will you see that. Big card of racing, 12 races, huge numbers, which is really good. We've got to stick to the positives for harness racing, don't we?
Oh yes, it's the big dance. It's the pinnacle day of racing in New Zealand, if not probably the biggest 2-mile event in probably the world. You'd think almost. We got 4 group races here. The junior free for all into the trotting free for all. Obviously the Woodlands stud. You're great people. The Woodlands stud 2-year-old size stakes final at Group 1 level, and then obviously the IRT New Zealand Cup.
It's a good race, that 2-year-old race. I was actually just on there before. Mark Purden have got a good hand. One thing I do like, and probably because I take a bit more knowledge now of the New Zealanders and watch what's going on. Good names here as the trainers. Regan Todd, Mark Jones. Plenty of diversity, it seems, in your training ranks now, and they've all got big numbers of horses in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think they said originally there was 270. Nominators for today for tomorrow's meeting.
Wow,
it's huge.
That is huge. Samantha Otley has got a drive too in the cup, which is really, really good for her. And it is a big field. I speak to Johnny Stiven very shortly. There's a fire burning. That's the only problem with his phone doing it this way, but who cares? John Stiven, he's up and about because not only did he breed South Coast Arden, but he's now the owner of the Mother of Laver, so he's pretty keen about that.
Yeah. Venus Serena.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I saw a thing and I said it to John there before that there's people struggling for a bit of Australian content. We've got Rod Laver Arena and we've also got Cranbourne in there. So there's plenty of Australian content in the New Zealand Cup this year. It's all good. Is everything up?
Yeah,
did the drone just crash?
There's people running around everywhere. Yeah, it's all go.
I saw them in the camera behind you. So
it's just another one of my fans. I'm just batting away. Yeah, you'll be right, Paul.
No, but it is very, very good. There is a good mix. Copy that. Woodlands bred.
Yep. There's a few different form lines too. Probably the three out of the 4 Cup hopes. obviously South Coast Arden and Self Assured and Classy Brigade have sort of run into each other a few places along the way. We copied that sort of a bit more of he's come down from Auckland later on in the piece. We sort of haven't seen them match up quite the same. So I think that's another spicy element to the race too,
Yeah, definitely, and that makes it very, very different. I'm not sure what the people are doing behind, but they were carrying a banner. I just seen them.
I just got the whip up. I got the whip up a banner of mine. They're just bringing it back for me.
What is in Cam we love? Is that what it says, or something like that?
No, it's that great big photo that you highlighted with the hands out in the air.
The Messiah, that goes like this.
Yeah.
You're there. Why are you there today?
I actually come down here, give old Martin Pearson a hand from the New Zealand Side Stakes Board. Obviously, their big 2-year-old final tomorrow, so drop the numbers off. The dress rugs, obviously, put a few signs up, bits and pieces. We squared away our catalogue, went to the printer on Friday afternoon, so the pressure's off a little bit. So, being sitting on the board of the New Zealand Side Stakes, I just sort of come along and give Martin a hand.
You also got a breeders thing tonight?
Function tonight, yeah. The new Standardbred breeders have got a sort of a recognition event tonight where they dish out, some breeding certificates to the breeders of the New Zealand Cup winners and Group 1 winners of the past season, and also New Zealand Bloodstock. We sponsor the Pacing Broodmare Excellence Award, and Gavel House sponsor the Trotting Broodmare Excellence Award too. It's 2 mares that obviously have done great things throughout the year.
It is good, and Johnny, I'm going to throw John Stiven's interview up afterwards, but they've elected to stay down south for a number of reasons, but I believe they'll be actually watching and being some sort of part of it. Is that how it works? Yeah.
I think that there's something like a sort of a sister type arrangement in Invercargill where they can go down and have their sort of function in a different location, and it sort of all be video linked in, which is just shows you we wouldn't be doing that 2 or 3 years ago.
No, definitely not. And honouring the breeders and looking after the breeders is key, because we need more horses bred. We want better horses bred. We want to keep raising our thing. We've had the Breeders' Crown just ran over here. We've had huge trotting meetings 2 weeks ago at Maryborough. Yesterday I was fortunate enough to work at Maryborough Harness Racing Club for the Breeders' Crown for the 2-year-old colts and geldings. There was a couple of New Zealand horses. I will say a more Vita. Wow.
Yeah, no, good sort, isn't it?
Oh, super strong horse. Got a lot of bottom. People say heat racing's boring. Go back and watch the races at Maryborough. You'll find 2 boring races. The rest, it was on. And I recommend anyone, if they want to see a great drive, go and watch Brutally Handsome. It was with Greg Sugars on. Won the
Thanks, mate.
second last. It's been well used. Don't you worry about that. Amazing drive. He drew 7. He was behind the leader. No, sorry, 3 the fence from 7 before the winning post. And but then it gets better after that. He didn't stay in the same spot. He had itchy feet. I tell you, he just was all over the shop. But the Breeders' Crown's hiding up. It does have a New Zealand feel. Be nice if it had a bit more of a New Zealand feel to what it normally does. But it's a great time of year to be racing, and there's a lot gets said at the minute. You and I are both privy to a bit of it. That the toing and throwing, what the Australians are trying to do to the New Zealanders, what the New Zealanders are trying to do to the Australians. How about we just get it all together, and it'd be sensational if we could run a metro meeting even on a Tuesday in conjunction with this meeting, something like that to promote the New Zealand. Don't try and overshadow the New Zealand Cup, but there'll be a lot of people who'll be going about their business tomorrow and not realise the New Zealand Cup's on. If we could have a metro meeting, run it simultaneously, maybe look after our breeders the same way as what you guys are doing over there. Wouldn't that be a great way to grow the sport?
Well, we do the same here in New Zealand for the Melbourne Cup. The bloody galloping meetings galore in New Zealand on Melbourne Cup Day.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think it'd be really, really good. All right, I'm gonna let you go. It's only a short, sharp one. I just want people to be aware. Have you got a best bet for anyone tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I've got a best bet. I like a few. I reckon the Cup's it's a real open affair. I reckon South Coast Arden. If you wanted to have a go at it.
Good. Johnny be very happy. The catalogue, how does the catalogue look for next year? Very quickly, mate. You said it's been sent off to the
no, good catalogue, mate. It's a very, very strong catalogue. Got a lot of halves to great Group 1 winners and bits and pieces. It's just been squared away. We lotted and boxed the last of it on Friday night, so it's at the printers today, ready to be proofed, and it'll be in your mailboxes shortly.
Very good. You better make sure you send me some boxes. Anyone who's watching this from Australia wants some, get in touch with me. I'll make sure I get them to you in your hot little hands straight away. Bray, enjoy the rest of your day. It was actually great. Just do a little pirouette again, just so people that aren't able to get to Addington can actually just see the grandstand, the grass, the umbrellas, the return to scale. That return to scale area is synonymous there too. That red paving, I think it is, or whatever it actually is. It's one of those things you just remember. When you see the New Zealand Cup. They come back to that one area. It's just, it's synonymous, that bit of red. So, yeah, love it. All right, mate, thank you very much for joining me. We'll be back next week. We'll be a bit more sensible, but you might be out and about. I like the Bray out and about. It's on location. On location. All right, mate, thank you so much.
See you later.
Rightio. Now on the New Zealand show, catching up with a very excited John Stiven. Firstly, welcome back to the New Zealand show, mate.
Thanks very much, Paul. Great to be back.
Big day. I asked where you were, expecting you to be en route or on the way there somewhere, but you're staying at home for this New Zealand Cup, mate.
Yeah, well, we've had a bit of a dilemma the last while, wondering whether COVID was going to stop us getting, and then it was all getting a bit hard, and then, so we made the decision the previous weekend that we would just stay at home. The breeders' function, which is put on by the New Zealand Standardbred breeders on the Cup Eve, all the breeders of horses in the race get certificates for being in it, and the year's breeder from the previous year gets a replica trotting cup, and great evening. But anyway, we've passed up on that and passed up on going to the races to go to the Invercargill Cup Eve function tonight for all the Southerners that aren't going up, and we're getting sorted to go to that shortly. And tomorrow we're going to have a beach party because some beach somewhere is the sire of South Coast Arden, so we've got a fair few cobbers locally and family coming. So looking forward to a big day.
Show everyone what you got ready to wear. I believe you're going to wear one of those tutus. Is that what you're going to wear or not?
It was just a wee bit of Hawaii stuff that Judy's got for the. See that?
I want to see you in that lay. I think you look very nice in that lay sitting there, John. You'll be fine. So, got the beach.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Got the beach side. Trying a bit tricky, and you've got a live chance in it. I know you've won it at least once before with a little horse called Arden Rooney as a breeder. Have you won the New Zealand Cup before?
No. It's a rare thing to have a horse in the New Zealand Cup, let alone win one. And we've been so proud of Arden Rooney for such a long time. And to have South Coast Arden in it as one of the favourites, and also Laver, who we own the mother of, is pretty amazing, really.
Absolutely. Bray just tried to ring me just then. So when you're watching this and everyone sees it flick across, he's actually going to be live at out there, I think, tonight. I'm just going to make sure. It's a huge day, and it's a huge day of racing. It must be so sad that you can't get there though.
Oh, well, yes and no. Like, if we could have gone, but we've got a whole lot of things happening at home, and we're just elected not to. And because this is the year that the way the year is, it's just seemed okay to not go. So
yep, very good. Yeah. All right, well, that part's okay. You've got another horse, Laver, who's a bit of an interesting horse too. He's only a lightly raced horse, I believe. In the Cup, you didn't breed him, but you now own the mare. Is that how it works?
Yes. When Laver was born, Bob and Jen Sanford owned Venus Serena, and Bob rang one night and said that they were looking to sell her. And long story short, somehow we ended up buying her, and they retained Laver, whose nickname is Rod, after the Rod Laver Arena. For you Australians will know all about that. And he's just got better and better and better as time's gone on, and it's just really very exciting. And one of the mares at home still, we've got down to two mares left, and one of them is Venus Serena. So I could have taken her over to Mecca yesterday or today and carried on to Christchurch, but she doesn't need to go over for 3 weeks, so we'll just keep an eye on her here for a bit, and then hopefully we'll go over and they can do their thing to get a foal out of her.
Might be an omen, but if she happens to foal down tomorrow, it could be one of the omens. It's funny, it's been reported over here about the Australian connection, and the best they could come up with was copy that. But there's a horse in the race called Cranbourne. There's a town over here. You got Rod Laver, a champion Australian tennis player as well. So it's got plenty of crossovers, if you like. How's the mood in New Zealand now with the COVID and the little bit of uncertainty, but it's starting to settle down a little bit? How's the mood there with everyone?
Oh, well, I think down south here the mood's a whole lot better than up north. If you were talking to somebody in Auckland, I've been in touch a bit lately with Ken Brecken, who's one of the owners of South Coast Arden, and they've got to have a picnic because that's all they're allowed to do, and very tricky for Brent and Diane that train the horse. So yeah, it's okay down here, but it's not so flash up north.
No, definitely not. Breeding season, we won't dwell on it for too long because this is more about the New Zealand Cup and what to look forward to, but everything else is going okay at Arden Lodge?
Yes, we're okay so far. We've got 3 foals on the ground and okay there, so we'll just keep boxing along on that front.
Have you got a sibling to South Coast Arden?
Oh, we had some bad luck there. We lost a 3/4 brother a couple of months ago. So that's a real shame because the mother of South Coast Arden's a full sister to Better Strike, and he ran second to Monkey King in the Cup there a while back too. So if Coast can do the job tomorrow, it makes that family extreme New Zealand Cup storyable,
Which is what you want. John, thank you very much for giving me 5 minutes. Good luck tomorrow. Enjoy your beach party. I think it could be some very good scenes seeing you walk around in that yellow tutu before the New Zealand Cup. Traditionally, they had that. Used to have the body painting things and the likes, didn't they, over there? There was a very good photo of a very polite journalist over here with some of the semi-naked body painters at some stage. So maybe you could get into that. You might be able to do a bit of body painting on yourself, mate.
Well, I don't think that would go down too well in many quarters. I don't think I've just got the right physique for that. But there you go. There's always something that you can do on the side. So we'll see.
You definitely can. Right, stay tuned too for Campbell's Comments coming shortly. I've had some technical issues, trying to be able to get some of these interviews. We're back up, we're back going now. We're going to be bringing plenty of coverage, especially leading into the New Zealand sales and the likes, plus Nutrient over here. So there'll be anyone that wants to keep in touch with all your breeding and your sales news, keep in touch with Campbell's Comments. But Southern Red, we've got some big things coming, including Macca Lodge very shortly. They have to get a story out there, but we'll be getting plenty of news and information on the yearlings for both Australia and for New Zealand people to be able to see. But John, to you and Jude, tomorrow, good luck. If South Coast Arden wins, well done. And if he doesn't, well done for making the New Zealand Cup. I think a lot of people probably take for granted what you're able to achieve just getting the horse into these races. So good luck to them. Good luck to all the connections, Kenny Brecken and that. They'll all be pretty happy, I reckon.
Yes, no, it's a great day. It's the biggest race of New Zealand harness racing, and good luck to everybody, and hopefully it all goes well for the club under the conditions they've got to be. So all the best to everyone.
Johnny Stiven, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, Campbell's Comments New Zealand show back. I've had Bray on, John Stiven on. Now I've got Nigel Armstrong at a golf course. Now he's trying to be sensible. Are you a bit more controlled at the golf course, Nigel? Is this how you play? A bit more sensible than normal?
No, definitely not sensible on a golf course.
You had one of your mates pull up next to you. You said, "Oh, I better put my window up now just in case." So I was a bit worried.
Yeah, well, he might say something he's not supposed to. Possibly. Every chance.
Mate, it's a huge week for New Zealand harness racing. I would imagine it's a huge week, full stop, in Christchurch, is it?
Absolutely. It's a bit of a bummer that there's no crowd there, but Addington have called out to all the local hospitality outlets and the taverns and pubs around the town and sent them out packages and getting them all involved. So I think that might be a bigger day than what we think, with all the local pubs and that. They're having packages, they've got dinners on and bedding facilities, and they've really gone to town with it, which is fantastic.
Sometimes it's what happens. It's what I had to do. You got to start thinking outside of the square, and it just opens up a lot of other opportunities, and might be something that we'd be able to continue to do to grow the industry going forward.
Yeah, I think, and the social media that's been going out, I've never seen a year like it for the amount of information that's punting's information about the horses that are out there, and just general. Addington, as I said, sent out packages to people to say how to run a party, what music to have on, what to bet on. The box seat in Christchurch are running a big punters competition where you can put some money into that, and Mick Guerin and Greg O'Connor will bet your money for you and hopefully make some, because I've snuck $500 in there. No pressure on them at all, and that is great. As we keep saying, I'd love to be there. Everyone would love to be there. I actually put a line through my calendar for this whole week that I was hoping to be in New Zealand. Cam we're going to be there and go down and see the Southern Bred guys to get some forward thinking about promoting their yearlings and all the rest. Can't happen. I'm not the only one that can't get there, so just got to start thinking outside the square. Cam showed some beautiful footage. He was there out at the racetrack. I think he's got Breeders' dinner tonight, so he was actually out there getting things ready for that, or some other reason anyway. But he was showing the track and the grandstands and all the rest. There's going to be plenty of ways people can still capture that atmosphere. Yeah, and hey, I'm there for the day. I'm looking after the birdcage, which is going to be a lot of fun, but man, no crowd. I might just have to do all the yelling myself and make like I'm the crowd.
It's actually a pity that I'm actually working, because we could do a live cross to you a couple of times. That would have been fun, but work permits me to make me work tomorrow. Actually, not sit at home, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, my business is I'm a 7 till 4 o'clock man, but I'm actually closing my business first time in about 27 years because my part-time staff can't go there. So business is closed. I'm going to the races. Yeah. At least
you've got your priorities right as well. How many games of golf have you played this week?
No, this is only the first one this week. I was busy I went out and saw a new foal, or What the Hill. So obviously Woodlands State. I haven't got my other hat I can put on there, unfortunately, but we've got a lovely colt by What the Hill. Looks fantastic. And I was out at the beach on Saturday helping with Diamond Stables or Johnny Dunn and Jenna Dunn. So yeah, pretty busy weekend. Will you be helping them tomorrow, or will you be all hands on deck at the birdcage? No, I'm pretty well committed for the day for me. It's usually a lot busier today. Tomorrow will be a bit quieter, but I'm basically looking after the presentation area and make sure the health and safety works all right and make sure people are social distancing. I really don't want to be that guy that stops people celebrating and hugging and kissing and stuff, but I'm probably going to be that guy that stops it, which it does my head in, because I know how exciting it is to win a race and that, because I've been that person, and the last person I want to be is the guy that stops other people doing that. So yeah, I hope it goes good.
I worked at Maryborough yesterday, and there's some great footage on Harness Racing Victoria. Will have it. They'll use it as a promotional thing of Greg Sugars getting out of the cart. He won on a horse named after you, Nigel, and when he's walking up to AJ and Bo Tyndale, and he's just got the arms spread and this beaming smile. He basically wanted to cuddle him, but knowing full well you can't do it. It was just it was cruel, and it was brilliant. It was a brilliant drive by him firstly, and then just the reaction. But the footage still is great. It's some gold footage, I must say. He's extremely happy with his drive. He should be too. It was probably the drive of the day by lengths, not just a little bit. It was by lengths the drive of the day. So yeah, it was a good day. Wasn't a real good day for the Kiwis yesterday, but I shouldn't say that. A more Vitar won, but the Brecon Farm Better Twist horse comes second. But yeah, that was in the Breeders' Crown for the 2-year-olds. So it's pretty competitive racing over here. So
was that a final? Or no?
No, that's just the first round of heats, and they got their semis, and then they go from there. But heat racing's boring racing. People say go and watch a replay of Maryborough. Sit back and watch them. None of them were boring. Brutally Handsome was a horse. I was being cheeky. I was waiting for you to ask what its name was, but its name was
I was going to say American New Zealand Stud or something like that.
No. Brutally Handsome is the horse's name, and it's a gun drive. I could tell you, it's well worth watching. It is absolutely brilliant, mate. I saw yesterday on Harness Unhinged that you were at a dinner, so a bit of the official duties as well during the week.
Yeah, that was a cocktail evening that the Metropolitan Pony Club put on for the owners of Cup runners, and yeah, it was really good. Unfortunately, not huge numbers because we didn't get the North Island guys down, the Auckland people, which is really sad, and we haven't got North Island drivers down, which is sad again because people bet into those things. They bet into the North Island versus South Island stuff, and but what it is what it is. We roll on, but it was a great night. It was,
and John Stiven was telling me that he won't be up there to watch it. I think he had a couple of commitments, but basically, he's not going to be there. And they've got a big breeders' dinner tonight, and they're not going to be there, but they'll be at effectively a virtual one of those.
Yeah, as I say, what it is what it is. We've just got to grin and bear it because, Cup Week is a huge event for harness racing, full stop. But we've got a lot of meetings between now and wherever we can get out of this COVID thing. So Addington doesn't want to be the club that spoils it for all the other clubs. So that's the game we're playing. Play by the rules.
Absolutely. Now you said about Robert and John and Jenna Dunn. They've got a lot of horses in. They've got a bit of a late start. But how many horses do they have in full stop?
I haven't had a look. I think they had 27 on Kaikoura Cup Day, but I think they've got their team mixed over the 2 days, so I think they might only have 12 or 13 and then maybe 10 the second day, and there's Ashburton in between. They might have another 6 or 7 running, so yeah, they've spread their team a bit more than normal, other than the Cup, of course, where they've got 4.
Yeah, they got four very interesting horses as well. The Trotters, they're waiting over for Friday.
Yeah, like the free-for-alls on Cup Day tomorrow, 1980 mobile, and so Johnny's not running any of his Dominion 3 2-mile standing start horses in it. He's keeping them for the Dominion Day, which is basically the Trotters Day, which is fantastic. Yeah,
it is indeed. What's their best chance, Robert and Janice?
In the
Cup?
Dominion would be on the Cup, Classy Brigade.
Yep.
I would think Henry Hubert would be a close second. The other guys, they should be in the Cup. They're there, and they could get the run. They could sneak into the money somewhere, 4th, 5th, which is, hey, I'd love to have a runner in the Cup full style. I don't care where it finished. Just have one there would be great. Is
that one of the joys of it? Like, I think a horse like Terry's had 16 starts for 5 wins. Would probably in normal years not have got into it, but because of the way everything's fallen this time, it gives Regan Todds and others, I'm sure, a chance of running in a feature race.
Absolutely, and if you look at the betting figures, and the TAB will tell you this, that a field of 14, no matter what the horses are, will way outperform a field of 6 or 7 or 8. So if you didn't have those horses in there, guess what? Your turnover's not the same. So people say, oh, the horse shouldn't be in there. Well, hey, we're funded by betting. We've got to have the biggest field that we can, because that's what produces our income. That's what TAB racing's all about.
Oh, I totally agree, and I think part of everyone will have the story of the horse that nearly won at 100 to 1 or did win at 100 to 1, and there's always going to be those horses that I think there's a horse race last Tuesday that people sort of forgot about that was a bit Kiwi bred, trained, jockey might have rode it as well, that it started $26. Afterwards everyone said she should have been favourite, but there's always these stories. People get it wrong. Just because the form people don't give you much of a chance doesn't mean you're right. And if you've got a horse to be in the New Zealand Cup, if you can get it in there, I'd be running it without a hesitation.
Absolutely, they don't call it gambling for a good reason. It's not investing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, you put in and you take out. No, very good. All right, mate. I'll let you go and have some golf. I might annoy you next week, but have a good day tomorrow. This show will go out tonight. There'll be no New Zealand show on Tuesday night. Simply, I don't think there'll be too many people watching social media afterwards. I think they'll be kicking back either enjoying their glory or having a barbecue afterwards, because the weather looks beautiful there, and it looks lovely in the back of your car there, mate, as well as your golf clubs do, just laying across the back.
Yeah.
Oh, they're paint tins.
Oh, there's some. Yeah, there's paint tins there. There's
golf
clubs in there. Yeah. I suppose we should actually, mention that the guy, the main guy from IRT, which is Richard Cole, who's sponsors the Cup has got a horse in the Cup, which is bad to the bone. So I mean, wouldn't that be an omen for the guy that's putting all the money into the industry actually to get some back out? That'd be great.
Oh, absolutely. No, definitely. So that's bad to the bone. Well, if he gets up, we'll ring him as well. But it's exactly right. They're sponsoring both sides of the ditch. I don't think they're sponsoring the Breeders' Crown this year. They definitely did last year, but they have sponsored other race series over here. I'll be lukewarm. They may be. If he's watching this and he says, no, I definitely am, I apologise because I haven't had a real good look at the races. But the ones I have seen, they're not sponsoring, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are. And it's key. We need sponsors. You and I keep banging on day after day that we need them, don't we?
Absolutely. Another thing, up Harness Racing Unhinged, I'm going to go live for most of the day tomorrow, so I'm going to have all sorts of stuff. Hopefully I'll interview random people, people that the strappers and someone actually suggested that I interview the strippers, but it's the strappers I'll be interviewing.
Are the strippers still? Are the painted people still going to be there?
No, unfortunately, that's sort of the highlight of my days generally. But
it's come up a couple of times in my conversations today. There was some great photos over here of a couple of gentlemen that, we're pretty happy to see the painted objects. So I can tell you that much. So we'll leave it at that. Nige, I'll let you go. You better go warm up, mate. All your playing partners, they've been out there warming up for 10 minutes, so you better go. Hopefully you can hit them long, hit them strong, and have a good day tomorrow at New Zealand, into the New Zealand Cup, mate, and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's not ever about how good you play, it's just how good you can score on the card. It counts, depending who's doing the scoring.
All right, mate. Good luck. Have a good day.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's Nigel Armstrong. Oh, I've got to hit this button here. Righto, the New Zealand show now, catching up with Regan Todd. Firstly, hello, mate. Long time no see.
Yeah, how are you, Paul? No, good to see you, mate. It's been a while.
It has indeed. The NZB sales was the last time you and I caught up with each other, and I must say, Cam Bray, I don't know whether he stitched me up or not. He said, you go and sit up in that glass room up there and they'll be all good blokes and they'll look after you. And I'm not so sure it was a stitch up or which way it went, mate.
Yeah, he got you a treat, didn't he? It was a good day on it, a few laughs. So.
Oh, it's good. And look, hopefully with COVID, eventually we can get back. I know there's a lot of Australians itching to get back. Mark Hughes and that from Woodlands there is keen as mustard, like all of us. We're busting. And when you see this week of racing, it's pretty important too for us to, like there's a lot of Aussies want to be there and be a part of what's going to be a ripping day of racing tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's pretty exciting this time of year for us, but with COVID, it's going to be a bit weird really not having a crowd in that there. So it's going to take a bit of getting used to, but you've got to be mindful too. We're lucky to be racing, so just got to make the most of it.
I spoke to Nigel Armstrong, and he said it's sort of got a different feel. It's actually got a good feel. It's there's a lot of people doing a lot of different things as well. So it's not your same build-up, but it's not a bad build-up as well to the New Zealand Cup.
Yeah, so even like for us in the barn, usually don't leave there, and the place is chocker, so we'll probably get a posse up the top of the straight and be able to watch them this year. So I don't know if especially if you're our owners, that you got to make your mind up whether you're in the barn or in the corporate area. So there's a few of them going up there and making the most of it, really. Yeah,
and it is still going to be a big day. For yourself, you've got 7 runners. That must be a good thrill.
Yeah, that's like I said. It's just the highlight of our year, Cup week. So we've managed to sneak Terry into the Cup. We chucked him in the deep end last week in the Kaikoura Cup, and he went really good actually. He surprised us. He ran 5th. So yeah, we got 1 in the Cup and 2 in the side stakes final. So yeah, we got 3 runners in Group 1. So that's pretty pleasing.
How many horses do you train, Regan?
I got 30. Yeah, sort of do 30 to 35. Got a couple barns going at the moment. Pretty lucky like that. Got the beach out at Davey and Kath Butts, and we're lucky enough to get Lavros Lodge, Kipros Kadzikas' place. So there's been some good horses around there. Bob Cameron, Barclays, all those ones. So yeah, pretty lucky with their setups.
But if the walls could talk, they'd be good.
Yeah. I know he's a wise man, Bob. Yeah, you sort of take notice when he's got to mention something to you.
Yeah, that is good. You're ever growing. You're getting more and more active. I know on social media, plus like yearling sales, weanling sales, the like. Do you have an end goal as to where you want to get to?
Not really. Or you want to, you want to have them in the big races all the time. That's a big goal for us. But I think we're sort of pretty well known there to start with. We'd sort of get horses off other trainers that had soreness issues or whatnot. And now we've sort of, got a great client base now. We're getting the young stock through. So we've got some nice horses from the sales in that the last few years. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting, the young ones in that we have. So, yeah, something to look forward to.
43 winners last season, although this season it's actually still going. But I noticed on your Facebook post, which I think is smart marketing, because everyone's going to have big figures at the end of this season, or bigger than normal figures because of the extended season. So I actually like what you did there. Is that your best season?
Yeah, that was by far. So it's quite funny looking at the premiership tables. I think we're up to 50 now, but you sort of think, well, we've got an extra 6 months on the calendar, and you just wonder, you're probably never going to do that again, get up to that amount.
and it's going to be one of those ones too, because you're not going to have all your races that you would normally have this time of year, because they're going to be spread out for the next season as well. So I think you take that as a grain of salt, really, the next year, and just kick off from the year after. But it is going to be good. I can tell you, you Kiwis, that us here in Australia, Breeders' Crown, we've got a huge end of the season at the minute with juvenile racing. But when you've got this warmer weather, especially for yourself, mate, a young stable, trying to get more and more clients, it will be easy. We don't have crowds still at the trots, or we have since Saturday night. We've only had a few. There was only probably 100 people at Maryborough yesterday. But the weather is so great to getting good crowds there, which you guys experience all the time with your New Zealand Cup.
Yeah. Well, actually, I can't really remember a crappy day on Cup Day so far. But yeah, you wouldn't say the weather's too good here in the winter time. I'll give you the tip.
No, I don't look forward to it. Cam Bray took me for a walk around Addington there before, and showed me it, and just looks a special day today. It looks a really special place. It would mean a fair bit to you to get a winner just on that race day? Yeah.
Well, we managed to, the last 2 years, we've managed to get a winner on Cup Day. It's not easy, but it's great for the owners, to get the horses there, and it's great for the staff. So, it's their biggest day. So you sort of, you aim pretty high, but yeah, even if you pull one off, you're pretty happy.
Give us a little bit of a run through on Terry. He's had 16 starts, 5 wins. What's a bit of the backstory to him, mate?
It's quite cool having this fellow. We're lucky enough to have the fixer last year, as you know. Yep. Mark and Nat done an awesome job with him, and we're lucky enough to train him for a while. And yeah, this is pretty cool this year, because we've had this horse right from when he was a yearling. So it's quite good looking back. Like, as a yearling, and that he wasn't very good gated or wasn't one out of the box. It's just amazing that he's got good owners and they've given him time. So yeah, like he's quite a bad gated horse when he was young, actually, but yeah, it's probably like he's got very patient owners. Like you go out for 6 months at a time and let him develop. So yeah, he's come a very long way in a short time, really. He's
a good New Zealand story, because he's by Terra to Love.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be probably will be Terra's first cup runner, because I think our fella's out of his first crop. So yeah, he's got a bit to live up to. I think Dad won 3, didn't he? So he's got a lot to live up to, old Terrence.
Do you enjoy bringing horses all the way through, like as compared to getting horses like Fixer? You've got to be a little bit, I suppose, betwixt and between.
Oh yeah, no, you love getting the Fixers. Yeah, it's pretty cool getting them ones, but it is nice to have them right the way through too. Sometimes he's probably lucky with spreaders, so no Aussies have run to buy them. So usually if you get one like that, like he won 3 in a row early in the last prep, sorry. And if he didn't have the spreaders, he probably would have been worth quite a bit of money. I don't know if the owners would have parted ways with him anyway, but yeah, it's nice to keep them right through, because like I said, otherwise you sell those nice ones.
Exactly, and you don't want to do that. That Alexander guy, his 3rd emergency, he's actually 2nd emergency, because there's already 1 scratching. His form doesn't look anything special for us Aussies. Can you give a good push for him, or? Yeah,
he's done a great job. This horse, he's come a long way in his career. He's just got better, a bit like Terry too, just got better with age. But we've chucked him in the deep end a bit this year. Like he's with his ratings and that, you sort of can't dodge those good ones. So he's not going terrible or anything, but he's just racing those very good horses. So he's actually probably in that race might suit him. It's a 1980 sprint, and he blazes the gate and gets handy. So, he's one. They've been itching to try to get him to Aussie, but the owners are having a lot of fun with him. But you'd love to see him burn around Menangle.
Right, then in the Woodlands sprint, now there's no pressure on you here. The Woodlands stud size stakes, for the 2-year-olds. Street Hawk, 2 starts, but he's Woodlands bred, mate. There's a bit of pressure on you there. I'm sure that they'd be pretty rapt if you managed to pick up first prize. Yeah,
no, we got him off the sales from Woodlands, so they do a great job. So it's nice buying those horses and getting them to these races. That's what you have them. He's a nice sweet horse, but he's just had no luck. First start he done things wrong. That was my fault. He had a bit of a sore foot. I probably shouldn't have lined him up, but hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? But he actually went really good at Ashburton. They went 151, something silly like that. It was a fair way off them.
Camera's gone. Right, we just dropped out there, but you're saying he's a nice little horse, Street Hawk. What expectations tomorrow?
Yeah, he's drawn pretty terrible, so he's going to need a lot of luck. The top two are Republican Party and Franco Indies, so that's probably going to be them fighting it out, who leads or trails and that. But if Bob can get a bit of luck with him, I wouldn't ride him off, put it that way.
And what about
place chance?
What about the other horse? And it's one of the great names. This horse deserves to come to Australia. Bubba Scrub.
Oh, Bubby, no, he's probably coming to the end of it, if anything. But it's great to get him in it. But he had quite a tough run at Ashburton. He just got a little bit jaded late, but he blazed the gate and didn't finish it off. So we'll just probably try to tuck him on the fence and hopefully he runs on a bit. But he'll head out to the paddock, and I think he'll come back quite a nice horse next season. Next season
as well. All right, mate, I'll let you go. It looks like you're back home ready to go.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's okay. We'll go down. All right, mate, I'm going to let you go because we're just having a few little glitches here. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to catching up with you at the NZB sales, hopefully in February, but I'd say Weanling sales, we're a bigger chance of catching up. But thanks very much for joining me, mate.
Nah, thanks for having me, Paul. And you just perch up tomorrow and put some money on them, wouldn't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to go to work. I'll be doing what you're doing. I'll be watching on my phone while I'm trying to do some work, so that'd be all good. All right, mate. Good luck, and
good,
thank you very much.
Right, check.